All right, we all get it. Exercise is good for us, right? It keeps our bodies strong, our minds clear, our moods up. But what if I told you that the whole story we've been told about why it feels so great is, well, kind of wrong? Yeah, let's dig into this, because the real science here is way, way cooler. You know that feeling, right? The runner's high? Maybe you've even been lucky enough to experience it. That amazing, almost magical wave of euphoria that washes over you during a really tough workout. So, what is actually going on in our brains to cause that? I mean, that's how scientists describe it. Happiness, elation, inner harmony, you get the picture. It's basically the holy grail for anyone pushing through a long run or a hard bike ride. And for decades, we gave all the credit to one specific chemical superstar, endorphins. The whole idea, for a long time, was pretty simple. You exercise hard, your body is under stress, so it pumps out these natural painkillers, these opioid-like chemicals, and voila, you feel fantastic. It made a ton of sense, and honestly, the idea just stuck. But here's where the story takes a sharp turn. As much as everyone loved that simple endorphin explanation, scientists found one massive flaw in the theory, a real deal breaker. Okay, so it all comes down to something called the blood-brain barrier. You can think of it like the world's strictest bouncer for your brain. It decides what gets in and what stays out. And here's the problem. Endorphins, they're just too big. They can't get past the velvet rope. So while they're great at dulling pain in your muscles, they can't actually get into your brain to give you that high. So who's the real VIP that gets waved right in? Say hello to endocannabinoids. They're these small, fatty molecules that can just stroll right past the bouncer, no questions asked. And the star of that group is a molecule called anandamide. And get this, its name literally comes from the Sanskrit word for bliss. I mean, how perfect is that? This is the chemical that's actually responsible for making you feel calm, less anxious, and dialing down that pain perception, all right inside your brain.
So, to put it really simply, think of it as your body's own natural version of the active stuff in marijuana. Seriously, that runner's high is tapping into the exact same system in your brain that cannabis does. Your body is basically rewarding you for all that hard work with a completely natural built-in high. It's just a mind-blowing example of how incredible our own internal chemistry is.
Okay, so knowing the science is one thing, right? But using it, that's where the fun starts. So the big question is, how can we actually design our workouts to crank up this system and get the absolute most mental bang for our buck? Well, the research points to a few really key things.
So first up, let's talk about the science of where you work out. I mean, does it really make a difference if you're pounding the treadmill inside versus hitting a trail out in the woods? Oh yeah, science says it makes a huge difference.
So check this out. Researchers in Copenhagen got a group of guys to walk at the same exact pace in 3 totally different environments. One was a beautiful green park, another was a busy city street, and the last was on a treadmill indoors. And they measured pretty much everything: mood, stress hormones, you name it. And the results? They were pretty amazing. After walking in the park, the guys had way lower levels of cortisol, our main stress hormone. The green space was literally on a chemical level, chilling them out. They also saw a 20 to 30% jump in something called heart rate variability. Now that might sound technical, but what it really means is that your body's rest and recover system is kicking into high gear. It's a physical sign of being more calm and relaxed.
And this wasn't just physical stuff. On the mental side, the nature walkers said they felt more joy, they were less tired, and, this is the big one, they were way more motivated to do it all over again. So being in nature doesn't just feel better in the moment, it actually makes you want to keep exercising.
Okay, so we've got where we should exercise down. Now, what about who we exercise with? Is it better to be part of a team, or are you better off flying solo?
First, get a load of this. A giant study in the Lancet Psychiatry, we're talking over 1 million people, found that folks who exercised had a whopping 43% fewer days of poor mental health compared to those who didn't. I mean, that is just a massive, massive difference.
And when they first crunched the numbers, it looked like team sports gave the biggest mental health boost. But you know how it is. The real story is always a little more complicated than that.
Yeah, when you dig a little deeper and talk to counselors and athletes, you really see both sides of it. On one hand, team sports can be amazing, right? You get accountability, social support, that feeling of camaraderie. But on the other hand, they can also come with intense pressure, unhealthy competition, and just an environment that can really tank your self-esteem if it's not the right fit.
So really, the key takeaway here isn't team sports are best. It's that you need to find an environment that's supportive, not one that's debilitating.
For some people, that's going to be the high fives and shared goals of a team. For others, it's the peace and focus of a solo run. The goal is to find the setting that builds you up, not tears you down.
Okay, let's tie all this awesome science together into a simple, practical game plan. Step 1. Choose your activity. Go for endurance stuff, running, biking, even dancing, to really get that bliss molecule, anandamide, flowing. Step 2. Choose your location. Whenever you possibly can, take that workout into a green, natural space. Step 3. Choose your company. Find your vibe, whether that's a supportive team or just your own solo zone. And finally, Step 4. Choose your time. A consistent morning routine can be a game changer for making it a regular habit.
So the next time you're about to start a workout, just remember, you're not just moving your body. You are literally activating this incredibly powerful system in your brain that's designed to bring you joy, calm, and focus. So the real question is, how are you going to use this science to build a workout that truly works for your mind?